I was just in there. I'm here at the house today by myself, and everybody's working. I have today off. We are preparing for a busy next couple of weeks. We're going to be doing a brisket cook down in Columbia, Alabama, and this 4th of July weekend, and we are singing at a campground up towards the Virginia state line in the morning. And I was just sitting in there. I've been reading and watching some preaching videos, trying to, fill my mind with positive things. But the reason I decided to just make a short video today, I think a lot of people maybe not misinterpret, it's not the right word, maybe don't understand a lot of the things that artists have to do to maintain being part of a ministry. And especially in my position where I own a group, and we're trying to utilize all the resources that we can to expand this ministry, to take it to places where we feel like, God wants us to be. I think the core foundation of any ministry is to reach the world for the purpose of the kingdom. And I just prayed right before I started this video, and I just want to maybe bring to light some things that are necessary for a ministry that a lot of people may not be aware of. And there's so much that is involved in ministry, aside from just the purpose, which is to glorify God first of all, but secondly to reach as many people for the cause of Christ. And I know everybody's got, I can only imagine, there's so many groups and individual ministries that I see that are busy for the kingdom and doing what they feel God has called them to do. And that's exactly where I'm at. I feel like there's just so much that's involved, and I just want to bring awareness to people so that they understand why we do the things we do. First of all, I knew at an early age, in my 20s, that was early, but I know God placed a call in my life. He gifted me and the team members that I have to spread the gospel. And there's a lot that comes along with that. And I think the first thing I want to mention, that people are probably the least aware of the sacrifice that has to be made. My family is right under God on the priority list, and they're the ones that sacrifice the most, really, because the ministry at any level requires so much time, and especially at the level that we operate at this point, we have to sacrifice a lot. And the reward is what it is. I don't look for accolades. I don't look for a pat on the back. And I just want to maybe help some people understand, because we have to spend a lot of time away from our family, or I don't want to say have to like it's a burden, because it's not a burden, but it is a demand. It's demanding, and I really have to schedule a time for to spend time with my family. Like, we literally, my wife and I were talking yesterday. We just celebrated our 27-year anniversary, and we were talking about it last night. It's like, when can we possibly just get together, just my wife and I, and go somewhere and just be together, just me and her. And literally, we have to look at the calendar. That's always the forefront when we have to when we try to make plans. We have to look at a calendar. We can't just say, hey, we want to go to the beach, or we'd like to go to the mountains. In fact, we just planned a mountain trip to Pigeon Forge, and we literally have to look a minimum of 3 months in advance. I'm grateful that our ministry is that busy, and that we have places to sing and people call, and we've developed a clientele over the years. We've made a lot of really awesome friends, traveling and singing, and if you do that, it's it just continues to build. But I want people, and I don't want to get into a ton of detail about all the things that are required for to manage a ministry, a successful ministry, and to manage time. That is the biggest thing for me, is time management. Like, I still work a full-time job. For those of you that don't know, I work for Cadence Petroleum, based here in Ashburn, North Carolina, and I work long hours. I work between 50 and 60 hours a week in 4 days. The other 3 days of the week, and this is not underestimating it in any way, but literally the whole 3 days. Usually 2 of those days we're out singing somewhere, and one of those days I have to try to manage all the things that the average person who's not involved with as many things as I'm involved in, and I thank God for it. But the average person, can have things, or at least time each day, if you like work an 8-hour job, to get other things done. That's not possible for me. So I have to take that one day, which is usually on a Monday, and I try to accomplish, or at least, I have to literally make a list of things that I need to do. I got stuff here at my home that has to be done, that I, really, it's difficult to try to get it all fit in. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of bring some awareness, like I've said, to the demands of operating a ministry and working a full-time job. And I just want to throw a shout out right here too for Moose, our sound man. He has done so much. We recently purchased a motorhome to travel in, and I know everybody's got their their opinions about that. Most of the time, feedback that we get about traveling in a motorhome is good, but you got those that, maybe think you're trying to be showy or whatever. But something you have to realize is that we need a refuge. Like, me personally, I've changed clothes in church bathrooms for 20 years, and I'd do it again. It's the call. But to have a place, to have a refuge, and to get away for a minute, if that's all you get, to just go change clothes, gather your thoughts, pray, talk to God about, the service, whatever we need to do. It's a blessing. And I thank Sedalia and Russell Nelson for helping us to make that a reality. But I just wanted to kind of give some detail because, there's so much involved, and there's a list of things. I didn't lay out a plan on what to say in this video. I just wanted to address some things and help people understand all the stuff that's involved in there. There's no way I'll be able to cover it all right here. But, there's, social media is a huge part of ministry nowadays. And you've got it can be so time consuming, like unbelievable. And then you got a plan for, right now we're trying to finish up an album. And there's so many people involved on that, with God See Media. We've got other producers, other people adding to this album, and it's like the amount of money that it takes. That's another thing that I wanted to maybe raise some awareness on for ministries who operate. It's an entity, and it operates basically just like a church. And I know some churches, pastors, music directors, whatever, they get, they have their opinions about groups that have to charge them a certain amount of money to come. And I ain't gonna get off on a tangent on that, but I will say this: a ministry has a lot of overhead if they're getting anything done, and I could dig into that, but there's really not a need. Just know there's a lot of overhead, like fuel costs for one thing. You have to eat, you have to have a place to stay, you have to, and it would be great if I had the money to do that, to fund travel, equipment costs, repairs. There's so much involved. And, sometimes I think people get bent out of shape about you having to charge money to come. And this video wasn't to be about money, but it is something that people need to be aware of, because there is a ton of cost. And I've always tried to view it like how a church operates. A church without money it's going to have to close the doors. Like, I'm in power bill. You got missions. There's all kind of things that factor in, and without the money, you don't go anywhere. Like, you shut the doors. You can't operate. It's just like a house. You don't pay the power bill, guess what? Yeah, they're gonna turn the power off. Same way with a ministry. It takes a lot of money to keep one going, and the more it grows, the more money it takes. And I'll just, I won't say a lot more about that, but I just want people to be aware that it does take a lot of money. With all the other things that are factored in, you have to have supplies. You have to have, you wouldn't, if you've never done it, you wouldn't believe what it costs. But that being said, I mainly wanted to also just raise some awareness on the sacrifice that the families make, and cause it's important, and we just, it's worth it. Sometimes you get burnt out. I prayed right before I started this video, and just told the Lord, I need you to help me to clear my mind, to stay focused on you, because ultimately we do all the things that we do for His glory. And people are going to have their opinions. I've not really had much negative feedback. We've had some, and that's to be expected as you grow. But, God never said what we do would be easy. In fact, He implemented the word suffering regularly. And I ain't going to say that I suffer. I don't really suffer. Depends on how you define the word suffer. If you want to look at sacrifice of family time and all that, then I guess you can consider that to be suffering, because we do that. I have to go, my wife, she gets off 1 weekend a month, and that's the only time that I really get to spend quality time with her, and that is only when we're out singing most of the time. And if she doesn't get to go, then I have to be away. And I travel for a living as well. So, there's a huge sacrifice when it comes to family. But anyway, I just wanted to raise some awareness on those facts. There's probably a lot more I could have addressed, but I don't want to drag the video out for, long. But I want to thank everybody as well, all the people that support this ministry, that pray for this ministry, and for all the teams that are involved with Covenant and making Covenant what it is. I mean, yeah, I'll kind of lead this deal, but if it weren't for the team members, it would be nothing. And most of all, if it wasn't for God's call, we wouldn't have a ministry. It's only because of Him that any of it is successful. So I want to thank y'all for watching this. If you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate it. And I don't know, I might do another one sometime soon, but just wanted to make this. Hope everybody has a fantastic 4th of July. Be safe. Look to God, because He's the author of it all. And, we're in a peculiar time right now. We have an awesome opportunity and platform to reach thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, for the cause of Christ. And so with that, I'll shut this video down. I pray you're blessed today. And if you don't know Jesus as your personal Savior, I pray that He makes that a reality to you, the need for it. So with that being said, we'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you for watching. Love, peace, and chicken grease.